Hello Whiskey Appreciators, it's Luke here with another whiskey tasting video. Today's video will be a review, my first review. Today's whiskey is the Ardbog, and this is one of the limited releases from Ardbeg. Just came out here at the beginning of June 2013, and this one is, well, basically what they've done here is taken the core Ardbeg whiskey, is what it sounds like, and mixed it with some whiskey that's been, well, the core whiskey is aged in bourbon casks, and then they've taken some bourbon or some Ardbeg whiskey that's been aged in manzanilla casks, which is a type of sherry, kind of a drier sherry, and they've combined that and created Ardbog. So let me show you the box. It's got all this fancy historical kind of information. They're going for a theme of basically this is the stuff that gets dug up in the peat, you know, like historical artifacts and things like that. This is bottled at 52.1%. You can see there on the back lots of text. If I can hold it still. Pause and read that, hopefully. And then some more of these little artifact tidbits on the sides. There. This side as well. Yeah. So, yeah, lots of little things. So, like, for example, this ancient crustacean, believed to be a very early member of the Clam MacDougall, har har har, forefathers of Ardbeg's founders. I think that may be one of the only jokes on here. Cut 3 foot into the bog and you'll have dug 1,000 years into the past. Dig deeper and you'll discover peat formed from prehistoric vegetation, the essence of Ardbeg. Yeah, just you know, giving it a little bit of a kind of a little bit more of an experience. So inside the usual Ardbeg bottle, let me pour this out to give it a little bit of time. Like I said, bottled at 52.1%. Standard Ardbeg bottle. Not a whole lot to see there, really. Let's see if I can get to focus. There we go. Actually, did I? Yeah, so manzanilla sherry is one of the lighter on the spectrum of sherry. It's one of the lighter sherry, closer to a Fino, and so it's not like an Oloroso or Pedro Jimenez aged whiskey that they're putting in here. It's something that, well, in my opinion, it's more like mushroomy and musty tasting, the manzanilla sherry. So, and actually, so it kind of gives it more of like a dirt peat kind of essence, and you get that on the nose of this. So on the nose, good bit of salt. The sherry, it's sherry, but it's sherry with more moldy, musty, fusty kind of things going on. Cocoa, smoke is heavy and wet. There's like a smell of water that's been sitting for like a week. You know, another kind of musty type smell. The alcohol is a bit hot, so smelling it at full strength is a little bit hard for me. But there's kind of a malty sweet note in there as well. Ardbeg whiskey is interesting because it's sweet, but it's kind of dry at the same time. So let me have a taste. Quite a bit of alcohol, but surprisingly not as bad as you would expect for something at 52%. Not as burny. It's lots of warm. It's really warm, warmer than what I am. What I am used to. Lots of smoke. There's kind of a peaty dirtiness, like dirt flavor that kind of fades in and out alongside the smoke. Rich, creamy, coming from that manzanilla maturation, I think, probably. Okay, so a little water. Maybe a little bit more. 52%. I've had a few drams of this, and it doesn't take as much as like the Uigeadail or Corryvreckan, but it does take a good bit of water before falling apart. So there's like a charcoal, like if you imagine wood that's been burning in a fire and it gets that, well, alligator charred outside, real black, and then that smell of like charcoal, getting a little bit of that. With water, it's much fruitier. Maybe a little bit of licorice, something like that also. So fruits-wise, it's like raisins, and there's a sweetness that's like cantaloupe, actually. Like if you were to take a cantaloupe and get a slice of it and get a smell of the cantaloupe as well as the skin, just a little bit of that mustiness mixing in with there. But it is quite smoky. Compared to the other Ardbegs, this is, so the 10 is kind of drier, peppery, whereas, so the core expressions of Ardbeg, the Ardbeg 10, Ardbeg Uigeadail, and Ardbeg Corryvreckan. The Uigeadail is I think they use Oloroso sherry casks, not sure. It's one of the richer sherries. So this is along that same vein. Whereas Corryvreckan is like the Ardbeg 10 with like extreme barbecue smells going on. So, you know, you get the 10 of the Corryvreckan, and then this is like you get Uigeadail Ardbog, sort of. Although Ardbog, it's not a core expression, right? It's just a limited release. But most similar to Uigeadail, essentially. If you let this sit for a while, eventually you'll be able to smell. I actually smelled something that I smell in Clynelish. That's the most recent whiskey I tasted that's got that. It's like just toffee and a little bit of wax kind of thing going on. Takes a while for that to come out though, because the smoke is very strong. So taste now. It has that classic Ardbeg pepperiness. I think I've tasted Ardbeg and referenced tequila. Tequila is very peppery. This has that pepperiness, but Ardbeg has got that pepperiness, and then it's got a lot of body to it because the smoke kind of holds it up. And there's some grapefruit in the taste now, and just kind of a Speyside-y sweetness to it. And then on the finish, it actually is a very gentle smoke, in my opinion, at least comparatively, compared to the rest of the experience. And then there's kind of a little bit of a nuttiness, and then a good bit of like winey tannins that's coming from probably the manzanilla cask that they're using here. Okay, so Ardbog. My review, my rating, 90 out of 100. Very good whiskey. I'm on the fence as far as whether it's better than Corryvreckan. I think probably I still like Corryvreckan. It's just a little bit more because it's just such a well executed barbecue peat. They're not trying to mix two things, whereas here it's like peat and sherry. I really like that perfect execution of the Corryvreckan, but this is really good, I have to say. So yeah, I will leave it at that. Ardbog. This is a limited release. I don't know how long it will be available. If you see it, it's something like $100 a bottle. So it will probably sell out pretty quickly. So if you see it, try to get it if you want it. If you like Uigeadail, this is going to make you happy. If you're the kind of person who's more happy with Corryvreckan than Uigeadail, you know, see if you can get a taste of this. And yeah. Anyways, till next time. Bye bye.